Welcome to another weekend fight recap. Normally I would have did this live from my laptop at home, but I had to catch up on some things. I had to sit and watch the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano fight. I watched it 2 times so I can give my assessment of it. And we're gonna talk about 4 fights this past weekend, man. Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, Keyshawn Davis versus what was his name? I forgot his name. Sanchez, the kid's name, Sanchez. I think that was his name. And Nico Ali Walsh versus Alejandro Ibarra. So let's jump into them, folks. Also wanted to say, yo, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for your support and watching and, helping me grow. If any of you guys, like I said, any of y'all interested, if y'all gonna start a boxing channel, let me know, because y'all my family, and I will gladly try to make you the best logo that I can, free of charge, no problem. I've been creating like logos and stuff since I was so I was like 15 years old, a little bit older, 16. Detroit raised me. What's up, family? Salute. Yeah, so jump into these 4 fights, man, because we got another fight weekend coming up. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about that on fucking Fridays coming up this week, Lord willing. Okay. First fight, man, let's talk about the Nico Ali Walsh versus Alejandro Ibarra. It's not much to really discuss because the fight only lasted 1 round. The kid is strong. He's still improving. He's learning. He looks like he's getting better. He only was his 5th fight now. He's definitely improved. He's very strong. You can hear those shots. Did you hear that knockout, dude? Did you see that shit? Well, salute Anthony Fitzgerald. Salute, man. That was some kind of knock. That was a thunderous knockout. And after he won that fight, man, you see these people, right? They already criticizing the guy, man, talking about, oh man, that was he fought a bum. And I'm saying to myself, do y'all not realize he only has 5 fights? He's still developing. Look back at any of these boxers' records. Their first couple of fights, they're dudes that's like 1-13. Man, hey, before I get into it, speaking of that, I touched on Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford's resumes. I think I made a video about it, but this time I'm going like in depth. I'm talking about all the way. Man, it's taking me a while. I'm on Errol Spence right now. I'm on his fight 15 right now. I am compiling information right now to compare both of these dudes' resumes, because that's always been a thing now. That's this thing going around that Terrence Crawford doesn't have a resume. And I touched on that in the video, but I didn't go as deep as I'm about to go this time. And what I'm doing is I'm using my own formula where every fighter that Errol Spence fought, every fighter that Terrence Crawford fought, what I'm doing is that fighter, I am going to dig into that fighter's past. And not past, I'm going to take the date from when Errol fought that person, and I'm going to see who that person fought that had any names on their record. And I'm going to see how many belts, if anybody that was a name on their record, that's somebody of notoriety, and they had a belt, I'm going to list that belt under that person. And if the person that Errol fought also had any belts, whether it's an interim belt or a silver, international, it could be a real WBC, I'm going to list it. And I'm going to do the same thing for Terrence Crawford. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm already at fight number 15 on Errol Spence, and y'all will be surprised what I found out. But because a lot of people like to say this resume shit and this and this and that and the third, and you just gotta go back and look. You just gotta go back and look and just do a little bit more research and start digging. And you'll see who fought nobody, who ain't fight nobody. You'll figure it out. But this should be rather interesting. Just not a better resume at 147. Correct. That's another thing. A lot of the Errol Spence fans and like the especially the sexuals, they like to say, well, his resume is way better. Everybody ever fought at 147 is better than Terrence Crawford's entire resume of 38 fights. You know how stupid that sounds? Because Errol Spence fought a few opponents of the same as Terrence Crawford. So how is that even possible when you think about it, right? Speaking of that too, see, I don't want to get too much off topic because I was watching Boxing Nico. That dude's a fucking moron, dude. I was watching out. I had he popped up in my feed. I don't even know how because I'm not subscribed to him. Nothing. I don't know how he popped up in my feed. And I'm just sitting there listening to this dude, bro. And he like, all right, you tell me right now. When's the last time Terrence Crawford fought a southpaw? Bet you I don't know. Tell me right now, who's the last person Terrence fought that was a southpaw? And a lot of us already know it was Julius Ndongo. A lot of us know that. But he act like he got this vast boxing knowledge, right? And he keeps saying, y'all don't know boxing. You don't know boxing like me. Bro, he probably never even laced up a glove, let alone probably even have a street fight. He probably already had his Julius Ndongo was and saw he was a southpaw. That's what he did. You ain't fooling nobody. That was a trip. Yo, prize fighter, salute. And then, I don't know, he's a weirdo. He's a weird dude, man. Salute to him for getting his bag though. But these dudes like that, they don't really know what the fuck they be talking about. I'm telling you, a lot of these dudes, they never had a fist fight, bro. You can just tell. And me, like, I don't have I'm not a pro boxer. I've never boxed in a pro fight, obviously. But even I've laced up the gloves when I was younger and as a teenager. So at least I can say a little something about something. These motherfuckers, they claim to know everything about boxing, but they just be looking shit up and they be taking this shit from little channels, man. They think it's somebody stupid. I know what they be doing. We already talked about that. They take shit from little channels and they don't give credit. That's what they do. And they just looking up shit and then they have it all laid out right there in front of them. That shit. But hey, Detroit, nah, bro, you're different. Hey, listen, even Bud, bro. There's Bud sexuals out there too. I classify a sexual as a person that they're just so attached to a boxer that no other boxer on earth, like, put it like this, everybody, like, Errol Spence could beat everybody that's boxing right now. Errol Spence could beat Canelo. They think Errol Spence could beat Canelo. Errol Spence could beat David Benavidez. Errol Spence could beat Tyson Fury. Errol Spence could beat Deontay Wilder. That's an Errol sexual. That's like one trait of him. You say the slightest thing about him, they ready to shoot you and shit like that. That's an Errol sexual. Same thing with Bud. Then they got the fans. There's fans that they look at it from an unbiased lens, you know, like, well, you know, even though I support Errol, you know, he does have flaws. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was looking at the comments on ego shit. Yo, dudes actually said Errol Spence is faster than Terrence Crawford. They say he got more speed. What else they said, man? Yo, go back and look at that shit. They said he got more speed. They said he got more punching power. What else they were saying? Everything. He did this little stupid little poll like, all right, drop an E if you think Errol Spence got more power, or drop a T if you think Terrence Crawford got more power. All you should have saw all of the E's, bro. You saw like a whole line of them, like maybe a couple of T's. Man, come on, bro. Yeah, Bud and Spence can start a riot. Yeah, man. Hey, Bernie the boxer said that on his channel. He was like, yo, he more worried, he more concerned about what's gonna happen, like not like the fight, like what's gonna happen after the fight. That's what he was saying, like the fans and shit like that. That's what he said, bro. That's what he said. That's why, yo, I don't think that fight should be in Dallas, dude. It shouldn't be in Dallas, and it shouldn't be in Omaha. It should be in like a neutral city like Las Vegas. Shit still might happen in Las Vegas too. Or it should be a place. It should be like New York or something like that. Because if you think about it, Las Vegas ain't that far from California or Nebraska. You know what I mean? At least New York is further from I'm sorry, not California. New York, Las Vegas ain't far from Texas. That far. It's not that far. Or it's not that far from Nebraska, but it's far as hell from New York or something like that. Or somewhere like Atlanta or something, you know, but that's just my thing. But yeah, man, there's aerosexuals, there's Aerospence fans, you know, and then like the fanboys is like in the middle. I classify them like they in the middle. But the sexuals, man, them dudes is just, bro, Lennar, like he's just one of these dudes. He's a perfect example. He got mad yesterday because Boxing Gyms said something subjective about Errol Spence in his breakdown. How you gonna say that, man? He said that's not. He's holding him to a higher standard of his own videos. Like, who the hell are you, bro? Who are you, bro? How you gonna tell that man how to make his videos, bro? You know what I'm saying? Detroit said Errol got the power and Bud got the speed. You know what? They power, man. Terrence Crawford's knockout ratio, I think, is at 78. Errol's is at 70. So I think Bud's is at. But Terrence Crawford's knockout ratio is, I think, 80 something. So I think their power, man, is like right there. But the thing is, I think they just had they deliver it different. It's different types of power from both of them, I think. That's why this fight is dangerous for both of them, man. It's a dangerous fight for both of them. Now, there ain't something a sexual would say now, would it? A Bud sexual would say, oh, you know, Bud, man, he just gonna straight run through Errol in one round, bro. He gonna run through Errol in one. He gonna beat Errol ass and wipe the floor with him in one round. And that's not gonna happen, bro. That's not going to happen. Errol, to me, he's not as skilled as Terrence Crawford, but he's skilled enough not to get knocked out in the first round. Come on, man. That's just unrealistic. Unless he come in the ring drunk or some shit, you know. But anyway, the Nico Ali Walsh fight. There's not really much to cover on there because he flatlined the dude. He's still developing. He's at 160, right? So, bullshit. Yeah. But that was a good scrap for the man. Want to see what he got coming up next. It should be interesting to watch the development of Nico Ali Walsh. Man, I'm not gonna call him Nico Ali Walsh, man. That's just too long, dude. I'm just gonna call him Nico Ali. All right, we got two last names for like he a female that got married or something. That's crazy. But yeah. Let's talk about the next fight. Let's talk about Keyshawn Davis, bro. It's called Keyshawn Davis, and I believe the dude he fought, his last name was Sanchez. I can't remember his name. I think Keyshawn knocked him out in what round was it? The third? I think the third round. I forget, man. I was so focused on the Serrano fight and the definitely the Shakur and the Oscar Valdez fight. But Keyshawn Davis looks promising, sharp. He's from out here, DMV. Strong kid, dude. Very strong. And he's at 135, so it should be interesting. It's gonna be one of those deals that it's gonna be one of them deals where Shakur gonna end up at 135, man. I know they probably ain't gonna fight because they like brothers and they cool. It's like similar to like an Errol Spence and like a Jamel Charlo situation, you know. But he's very strong. He still got some work to do though. He seemed like he's working on his angles a lot. I still see a few defensive flaws in Keyshawn Davis, but I'm sure they'll iron him out over there in his team. So much respect to young Keyshawn Davis for getting the knockout. And these dudes that don't really watch boxing, or they just coming around the boxing, that talk that crap about these up and comers fighting bums. First of all, I hate calling fighters bums, dude. You will never hear me on this channel ever call a boxer a bum. I know some people do, but I just don't like that word, man, because these dudes be sacrificing their life, all of them. You know, they sacrifice their life for not only to make a living, but for our entertainment. So I got to show a certain level of respect, even if he's a lower caliber fighter. I like to say that. It sounds much more professional. It sounds more respectful, you know, or a lower tier fighter than calling somebody a bum. And just like when you see a homeless person on the street, you don't call him a bum. He's homeless. He's homeless. To us, he's homeless, though. But when you really break it down and think about it, the people that don't mind being homeless, are they really homeless when you think about it? The world is their home, right? So you think about it like that. You gotta always think deep. You gotta think deep, you know what I mean? But good scrap. Let's move on to the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano scrap. You know, there's this thing that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano got robbed. You know, there's a lot of people saying it was a robbery. A lot of people are saying it was a draw at best, but Katie Taylor shouldn't have won. And I'm gonna give my assessment. I kind of agree. I agree because I went and watched the fight twice, and the second time I came up with my conclusion. I gave Katie Taylor, I gave her rounds 1 and 2. No, I'm sorry. I gave Amanda Serrano rounds 1 and 2. I gave Katie Taylor round 3. And then I gave Amanda Serrano round 4, 5, and 6, and 7, I think. And I think I gave Katie Taylor 8, 9, 10. I gave pretty much I gave them 5 rounds apiece for a draw. That's what I got. I came up with a draw. So when people are saying that Katie Taylor didn't win, in fact, she really didn't win that fight. And neither did Amanda Serrano. I don't think it was a robbery as far as... It was a robbery because they gave it to Katie Taylor. It was a robbery. It should have been a draw. I gave it a draw. So if it was a draw, I wouldn't have called it a robbery. So yeah, it was a robbery. Katie Taylor, she had the most... She connected. She was more accurate than Serrano. Serrano, you can definitely tell the speed. She definitely was slower than Katie Taylor. Katie had the speed. Amanda had the power. And like early in the fight, looked like she was about to knock out Katie Taylor though. Katie Taylor held on though. She dogged it out. At the end of the fight, that was all Katie Taylor. Last few rounds, that was Katie Taylor all day. And moving. She was hitting her with flurries and getting out. In the last round was a banger. That last round was all, they went all out. They let it all hang. But I gave the last round to Katie Taylor, man, for a draw. I think they should run it back. You know, but good scrap though. Good. Before, let me see who up in the house. West Side, salute, fam. It's a fight for both, but Bud isn't gonna just stand there. He's very fluid with his movements, and I think that's what beats Errol. Yeah, bro. That's, you know. And when we say this stuff, they say we hate on Errol just because we saying that. This is boxing, bro. We gonna always compare our favorite fighter to the one that we don't want to beat our fighter. That's just natural. It's just like football, baseball, basketball, same thing, right? Joseph Bailey, salute, family, salute. It's no slight on Errol Spence. We just feel like our guy gonna beat him, in, you know, a certain way. And just like they feel, they guy gonna beat Bud a certain way, but they take that shit to the extreme. I saw one dude say, even though it's his opinion, one dude said this is gonna be Spence's easiest fight. Bro, I'm not even making this up. You saw me posting on my community, on my board. Dude said this is gonna be one of Spence's easiest fight. That is an aerosexual, bro. You know what dudes like that? They get hyped off the Errol Spence beating up Ugas. A lot of these dudes is just starting to watch boxing, and they got hyped and they see Ugas get his face broke, and automatically they think it's gonna happen. The same thing gonna be Bud. It's not, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if that Errol Spence Bud fight looked like the Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez fight. I wouldn't be surprised if it looked a little bit like that. I gotta remember, man, Shakur trained with Bud, man. So a lot of stuff, a lot of his movements in the ring, you could just it's Bud, bro. A lot of that shit is Bud and Andre Ward. You can see all the did Shakur train with Floyd a little bit? But you can see mostly Ward and a blend of Ward and Terrence Crawford. Bud will beat Spence easy. Hey, I think it's gonna go. I think he's gonna get Spence out of there between round 7 and 9. I'm telling y'all, man. Hey, when I be getting these little weird vibes about fights, I'm never wrong. No lie. When I get this little gut wrenching feeling about a fight, I'm never wrong. I got the same thing with the Katie Taylor fight. I was watching it. I watched a few of their fights, and then I'll play off the fights in my head as if I see them in the ring already. And I said Katie Taylor was gonna outbox Amanda Serrano. And look what happened. Almost happened. It almost happened. It didn't happen the way I said she was gonna win. And I did say outbox, but she didn't outbox, but she still won. It's crazy. I don't think she outboxed her. I think it was a draw. But yeah, nah, man. Being flat-footed is Spence's downfall. A lot of people don't think Errol Spence is flat-footed. They think he has good footwork. And I say where? He doesn't have the worst footwork, but he's not like a Danny Garcia or nobody like that. But he ain't a Bud or a Shakur either. You know, and then Bud got those long ass arms, those sniper arms. Bro, that jab, man, that he had Kell Brook with. I guarantee he's gonna catch Errol with them same jabs, dude. Now the concerning thing about Terrence Crawford is his eye. And now you know, now there's this new thing going around. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence is the eye collector. That's the new thing now. The eye collector. Shout out to No Soft Spot. You said no, Wally taught him. Wally. Who's Wally? Wally, I don't know who that is. The eye collector, I'm like, come on, stop it, man. You act like he going around breaking up everybody's eyes, man. Stop, man. You know what I find funny about that shit too? I guess it take a while to break eyes. Like you got to keep punching him in the same spot. Because Deontay Wilder is arguably the hardest puncher in boxing. And how come you never heard of him breaking nobody's eye sockets and nothing like that? Ain't that strange? Just saying. You know, but and then they still running with this whole thing that Ugas had a cracked rib and a broken nose. But you don't see nobody else saying that shit. You don't see Ugas saying he got a broke. I mean, the last time I checked, all Ugas said was his eye was broke. Like his eye was messed up. That's it. So, anyway, but it's too technical. Absolutely. Agreed. Absolutely too technical. He's very technical. You know what I think, bro? They are going to bet he's going to be 35, right, soon. I think they're trying to wait him out, bro. Because a lot of people are saying, where's the contract? Bernie said the contract is... Bernie was like, it should be on its way. Don't worry, it's coming. He think they're talking it out right now. And Bud said at the fight the other night that he's waiting on them. You know, so I don't know if they're waiting to see if everyone's going to be new guys. And they trying to figure out some numbers. And look, I think this, bro. I think they're going to try to 80-20 that boy Bud. And an insulting number will be 90-10. If you hear 90-10, you definitely know what's going on. And then Errol comes out and says, ain't nobody going to take 80-20. Okay, then. If nobody going to take 80-20, then it's going to be a split. Either it's going to be down the line or it's going to be 60-40. So I'm expecting that. Now, remember, that's what he said. He says it's not going to be 70-30, and it's going to be 80-20. So then it got to be 60-40 or 50-50, right? We expecting to hear those two numbers right there, right? We don't want to hear shit else, bro. We don't want to hear shit else. Man, I like the Twitter The Twitter thing is cool, but I'm tired of that shit now. I want to see them pull up and live and direct, bro. I want to see Bud go out to Errol's gym and talk shit, antagonizing him. I want to see Errol go out to Omaha or wherever Bud live at and fuck with him. I would love to see that shit, bro. That's what I want to see. Because if I was a boxer, bro, I'd be the biggest fucking troll. I'll be trolling my fucking opponent. Like the way Muhammad Ali used to. I'll be on some Clubber Lang shit. Like, hey woman, why don't you come over here and get with a real man? Come on, Creed. Oh shit, that shit is hilarious, bro. That's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, bro, let's move on to the Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez fight, man. Man, Shakur, excellent fighter. That dude he box his ass off, dude. He can box his ass off, bro. There's still some things with Shakur though. A few things that I see. You know, he's damn near perfect in defense. I still see some things in Shakur that I would like for him to fix, like that pulling straight back, not getting his head off the line. Not moving his head a lot. Got to fix that because he got touched up by Valdez. I think Valdez is the closest one that came to touching up Shakur Stevenson the most. Strange, right? As much as he outboxed the shit out of Valdez, he still was touching Shakur. You saw his eye at the end of the fight. Had a little mouse under his eye. Nothing crazy though. But look at Oscar Valdez's face. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But another thing with Shakur, man, it's almost like he got dog in him, but it's almost like he has one gear. He don't take it to like a second gear or something. It's like he stays stuck in the first gear. It's like he don't try to go for the killer, like the killer knockout or something. It's like, all right, you got your man right there. And there was times when I seen him, like I saw him like, damn, look, bro, you got him right there, crack him. And he'll pause up. And he'll just go right back to doing the same thing. To the body, he'll pin the guard, body. Pin the guard, body, 1, 2, 1, 2. And in a weird sense, bro, he like his rhythm is kind of like sometimes you can predict it, man. Just watch him a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about, man. It looked like he's a little bit predictable, man, when it comes to certain things. But I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's like I was just watching him. I kept on analyzing what he was doing, and I'm like, damn, man, his bounces like it's almost like, all right, if somebody like a Floyd type dude or somebody like that with that kind of IQ, they'll catch on to Shakur too. And I've seen it. He's definitely smart as fuck in that ring, but it's still some things in there. He's improving though. You know, he himself is still growing and learning and stuff like that. So that's what it's all about. He does look like he get better in every fight. The only thing is that gear I'm talking about. I don't see him like you see how he poured it on Jamel Herring? I didn't see that with Oscar Valdez. He went in on Jamel Herring, bro. I mean, he went ape shit on Jamel Herring. Maybe it's because he felt Jamel Herring wasn't a real threat in the power department. He could stand there a little bit more and take his shots. I don't know if that's what it was, but I noticed that. I compared that fight to this one, and he wasn't nearly as aggressive as he should have been. You know, got to be careful though. You know, there's nothing wrong with being careful, but he just didn't turn it. He didn't turn it to the next level. And I was waiting for that. I was like, yo, you got him. Yo, finish him, bro. Get him out of here. And he didn't do it. And then Oscar Valdez, and then the probing thing. Yeah, you're not supposed to really leave your lead out there that long. It's illegal, but it's still Oscar Valdez's fucking responsibility to move his fucking head. You know, how you let somebody pin your head still, bro? You're supposed to be smart enough to move your fucking head. Move your head and block his fucking hand from touching your head. What's so hard about that? Yeah, he fought safe. There's nothing wrong with that though, right? But at the same time, man, you know, a lot of people gonna still stick to this whole thing where he's a boring fighter. He's not a boring fighter, but he's not the most exciting fighter either. You know, he's like in the middle. He's not boring, dude. He definitely is fun to watch because I love watching boxing like that. Because I'm a purist. I love watching those kind of boxers that like a Devin Haney and showing slickness, and I love seeing that, man. I don't like seeing just two dudes punching each other all day long. I don't really like seeing that all the time. But what I do like seeing is somebody that's like a Shakur, and then he goes in there and he just knocks a motherfucker out once in a while too. That's all. But nonetheless, man, I'm sure they'll work on these things. Made a few videos about Shakur, so go check them out. Nonetheless, great week of boxing, great weekend, and we looking forward to this weekend. So y'all make sure stay tuned for fucking Fridays. Tune in to fucking Fridays every Friday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So y'all make sure y'all come over to the next fucking Fridays, man. Yo, I'm off this, man. This is Rebel Life, man. I love y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, support the channel, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, y'all. And I'm off this. Peace.